Hello YouTubers, my name is David Fields and you're watching Field Skills. Today's video is about my survival item checklist, my spreadsheet that I use to select the items that go into my various kits. Whether it's my urban survival kit or my vehicle kit, whether it's my bushcraft kit or whether I'm going hunting or hiking, whatever it is, I go down that list and think about, before I even start packing the bag, think about what I want in that kit, what I need. Because I found that when I start packing a kit without some thought going into it, I either put too much in and the bag or the kit is too heavy, or I've got too much stuff that I really don't need. So this situational preparedness that this series of videos is talking about, you know, it's thinking about what do I need in my get home bag if I'm stranded and need to get home. What items do I need in that? I use this spreadsheet, this survival item checklist. What do I need when I get home? And this list can be used there for the things when I'm staying home, kits, and I need to have at the house. And then I can also use it to prepare my leave home. The third situational preparedness we need to be about is thinking, what do I need if I'm going to bug out? And I use this checklist to do that. So when I think about that, this checklist is broken down into 5 areas. The 4 core needs that we have, which is health and safety. It is our core temperature control. It is sustenance, hydration and energy, food and water, and it's communication and rescue in there. But the 5th area on my checklist is my tools and trade spreadsheet. And those are the items, the tool type items that I need to help me with those other 4 core needs. And when you see the spreadsheet, it'll make more sense, but those are all the tools that help me with the other 4 core needs. So this spreadsheet is broken down into 5 core sheets, and then those sheets are broken down into subcategories, and we'll talk about those briefly. So let's get started. I'm going to put up the first spreadsheet here, and it's my health and safety. First core need. I highlighted or colored it, the main headings, in red, which is the red items are health and safety items. And when I think about those items, there's 3 basic categories subcategories of health and safety items that I list out there. And as you can see on the list, down the left side, the left column, are the rows, the items that we're going to select. And then across the top are the various kits. You can see I have a bush or a bushcraft kit, an SUV kit. That's the kit that stays, or the vehicle bag that stays in my wife's vehicle. My pickup kit in black there. Those are the items I keep in my truck. I have every vehicle kit, an EVK through that, the small EDC bags, a lot of people call them. I have LT, that's long-term items, things I want to store at home for long-term preparation. An everyday carry kit I could do there. Then I've got 3 kits along the top there, columns, that are individual kits. One for me, one for my wife, one for my daughter. Things that we would have in a separate bag kit if we had to especially bug out, that we would need to grab for each individual, the extra clothing, medication, certain things like that, that would be the grab kit if we were bugging out. And then over in the far right column, I have a first aid kit, and really a whole separate sheet towards that when we think about it. But I use these spreadsheets and put X's in the columns and the rows for the items I need and which bag they're going in, and it gives you that chance to think about them. So for the survival item checklist, like I said, they're broken down into the 4 core needs and tools. first core need and the first group of things is our health and safety items. And in that's broken down into 3 basic subcategories under there. First aid, it's the first sheet. Then I have personal care and hygiene items that I include under health and safety. And then I have protection and tactical under there. Those things for protection that I need, my weapons, my ammunition, things like that, and we'll talk more about those in another video. Secondly, I have core temperature control items, and those are that is broken down into 3 subcategories, which is clothing, shelter, and fire items. And the items that work with that, what clothing items would I be taking? What shelter items would I have? Would I be taking a tent or a tarp? Sleeping bags or a wool blanket? And I can select that to go in each kit. And then a fire making items. Do I just take lighters or matches or fire steel or fair Syrian rods? Those type things, and create fire kits really out of that. So that all goes under that health and safety first category, or first survival item checklist grouping, if you will, or second one I should say, core temperature control. My third spreadsheet breaks down sustenance, and that's broken down into 4 categories under sustenance. And of course, sustenance is my hydration and my energy, food and water. And that spreadsheet there is broken down into, first of all, hydration items. What water filters will I take? Do I take which canteens? What things do I take with me to secure and carry water where I might be? Then I have a section called the catch kit. Things that will help me secure food, fishing items, snaring, trapping items, those type things that would help me secure food if need be. Third item is cooking. Those are the pots, the pans, the cooking utensils to help prepare any food I bring with me or food that I have caught or secured while I'm out. And then the fourth item that is food stores. What food items do I take in these kits? Is it a short-term kit and I'm just carrying protein bars and drink mixes and tea and all? Or am I planning to be out longer and I'm taking more sustenance type foods, beans or meat sources, other foods that I have to cook and prepare? So I can go down that list, and that also includes seasons, salts, spices, all of that type of thing that would be food sources out on the list or out in the trail. And then our fourth core need that we talk about is rescue and communication. And that checklist is broken into 3 subcategories. The communication items, and of course that's listed: radios, cell phones, batteries, cords for charging those things, a whole list of items related to communication and getting in touch with people or knowing what's going on in an unusual survival event we may be in. Second subcategory there is information items. Anything in there I've got on the list, from Spanish translations to notebooks, pencils, documents that I need to have with me all the time, but just basic information I want to carry and have there. And then the third subcategory is navigation and signaling. That's everything from where candles, our flashlights that I put into the navigation thing, being able to see and move around at night, compasses, maps, all of those type things fall under communication and navigation, which is the third area of our fourth core need, which is rescue and communication. Then I mentioned tools and trade, and that's that 5th category that supports the other 4 core needs areas in there. And these are all the tools that I would think about carrying with me out there. And we talk about the tools. It's everything from all my cutting tools are listed on there. Fixed blade knives to folding knives, saws, axes, anything like that. Cutting tools go on there. Cordage falls in there, one of the 10 C's, the 5 C's really. But cordage is considered a tool for shelter building, for first aid, whatever it might be. That's a tool to help support the other main core needs, to multi-tools down there, and a lot of other smaller things. And I'm going to do a whole video talking about the type of things that will help us in an urban environment as opposed to a bushcraft environment. And then I have a thing called barter and trade, a second subcategory under tools and trade items there. And this is more for a long-term situation, an item, money I would need with me. And that can even be short-term. You want to have cash on you wherever you're at when a situation arises. But if it's longer-term things that we would want to keep in our long-term planning for barter and for trade, if an economic system totally collapsed for some reason, things that could be commodities that you could trade in the open market. I hope this has helped you, given you an idea of preparing your own survival item checklist, or whatever you'd like to call it. My next video, I'm going to start with the first aid kit. The first thing on our first core need, health and safety, and the first checklist I go down to put together my first aid kit. And we're going to talk about that in our next video. I end all my videos with a quote. In these urban survival videos, I'm ending with a quote from Benjamin Franklin, where Franklin said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." And that's what urban survival, urban prepping, doomsday prepping, whatever you want to call it, is all about. It is preparing in the event an unusual or some natural disaster situation puts you into a survival situation out there. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll like this video. I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. Comment, let me know what you think on it. Maybe you've got a similar system. I'd love to see those if you're out there. But I hope you'll join me next time as we break down my first aid kit here on Field Skills. My name is David Fields, and I hope you'll join in next time.